What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the farm. Today I'm gonna play Bob the Builder. I don't think I can say that actually, but I just did, so sue me. So I'm gonna start some projects here, or at least one, and right now what I'm thinking about doing, and it's not gonna show up too well here on the map. Let's see. Over here is the water plant, up here by the FM Textile. And I think there's a bridge that goes from here over to the other side, and then there's the drawbridge over here in front of the blackcap birdseed. So I think that's going to be a good project because it's going to save me time without having to go all the way over here to Borden and then come back. I could go ahead and start working on one of the businesses, but seeing I don't have the crops for them just yet, it's kind of wasteful to be doing that, in my opinion. Once I get more fields and I start getting crops going, I get the other farms going with equipment, then I can go ahead and focus on getting these places like Sam Adams and Pepsi and Frito-Lay going, because then I can supply them with what I need to supply them with. So for right now, I'm probably going to focus my attention on basically making whatever I can do, building whatever I can do to get transportation of the goods and materials from point A to point B done faster, easier, and more efficiently. So building that bridge right over here is probably going to be my best bet, and I believe I have a vehicle that's over in that area. I can run over to it real quick. I like to put vehicles at certain spots where I'm probably going to be frequenting often, and the water plant is one of them, and I'll show you here in a minute. But here's the drop-off point. So I need boards, concrete, and stone all to go in this spot right here. So right now I've got to go through that drawbridge that goes through Borden, and then back over here to that drawbridge. So once this bridge is built, I'll be able to cut right through it and go straight through. And then right over here, because this is going to be an area over here I'm probably going to be frequenting often, so I'm going to park this thing back over here. I left this here for easy access because the water is something you're going to have to visit somewhat often, depending on how often you're going to use the water. Especially if you're going to be making concrete, which I am doing right now, you're going to be visiting often. I don't think this one automatically refills. So you're going to have to come over here every periodically and stand by here for a couple minutes, let the water refill. The center one, I believe, stays full, but this one here on the right hand side, I think, goes to the water towers, and that's what I've been using, is the water tower over near the concrete plant, which I will get to show you right now. Jump over to this one. No, that's not it. There it is. So here's one of the water towers. And you can see the green light there, meaning it's good to go. And when it gets low, it'll go to yellow. And if it's empty, it'll go to red. So I bought PJ's concrete. $100,000, I believe, was the price. And prices will change. I've already bought a field, and the seller jacked up the price. And I ended up paying for it anyway. But I've picked up a handful of fields. Let's see, I've got 5, 11, 10, 8, 9, and 16 gonna automatically start off with. I just purchased 19. I have an order in for field 17 right now. 12 and 4 are still not available to me yet. From what I've been seeing on the forums, they will eventually become available for me to try again to purchase. I did not find out how long that time frame, that cooldown period is. So it might be a handful of game days. I guess I'll find out. I don't remember how long ago I tried to purchase. So I've already been over here, and I've got one load of... Let me actually bring up... There we go. I've already got a load of sand and gravel in here, and I've already got a couple of loads of water. This tanker here holds 60,000 liters, so you're going to have to come over here quite frequently. Now, there's 3 different ways to get this plant going, and some of them are meant to be a little easier than others. You see the top one there, line 1 resource. So if I just supply it with gravel, sand, and water, it'll produce concrete. The second one, if I supply it with those 3 items and coal, that'll produce as well. And of course the third one, instead of coal, if I supply it with fuel. Now, I imagine each one of these has their own production level. You can run them all at the same time. I was just doing that with mine. And for some reason, it stopped at 835, which I don't quite understand, but okay. But you can go ahead and continue with the production here. Oh, wait, it's probably after business hours, that's why. After business hours, everything stops. Well, then again, the gate wouldn't have opened in the first place. That's odd. But anyway, running both of these, number 1 and number 2, at the same time has increased the speed of which the concrete is being produced. So you can run one at a time if you want, or you can run them both, and that should fill up faster. So even if you get fuel over here, you should be able to get fuel going too, and that should fill up even faster. Obviously your sand and gravel are going to disappear faster, so you're going to have to stay on top of that. But, you know, if you've got the means to do it, then, you know, why the hell not, right? Oh, yep, we're closed. I couldn't get out in time. Damn. Oh, wait. Ah, gold coin. That beeping you hear is because I turned on... Let's see, here it is. Gold coin search. Turned it on. So if you get close enough, you'll hear that beeping sound, and... It's kind of like a metal detector. You know, you're getting warmer, getting colder. So the closer you get, the more frequent that thing's going to beep at you. So this here, obviously, the truck is not part of the cement mixer. It's the same Kenworth AR I've been driving all over the place. $120,000 for this thing, and it's super versatile. So why the hell not, right? But the PJEV's cement mixer on the back here is something that you buy in the tippers section. And let's see, can I... It does detach. And so I would assume I can also pick up one of the trailers and put one of these on it. So I can train this thing and go, you know, not only one on here, but 2 or 3 deep. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to get out of here. There's probably one way I can get out, and that's going to be by resetting the vehicle. Not sure if I want to go that route yet. I might just say pause the video and speed things up just so I can make it to the next morning. But that doesn't mean I can't continue on with other items. Where is my other truck? It's over here. I know it is. Oh wait, maybe it's not, because I took it back to the farm. Yep, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to load up with some boards right now. And I've got a decent amount of money because I went and spent hours sitting here cutting down trees. I think I did 100 trees. And as you can see, this section back there, you know, it was right before, it was just to the top of that hill, that ridge. And now I've cleared out that ridge, and I'm almost back to the cliff back there. I've got another row or 2 of trees to go through. And I just picked up another contract. So that's probably something I will do again off camera. But I didn't grind down the trees or anything. I just took them straight over to the train and dropped them off. And all total, I ended up with $2.5 million or 2.4 or something like that. So I went on a little bit of a shopping spree, so I picked up those 2 new properties. One I've already gotten, the other one I'm still waiting back on, and I'm obviously not going to hear about it until the next game day. Picked up some new trucks and some new toys, as you've seen already. The 2 Kenworths, one with the cement mixer and one with the water tanker. I picked up this Great Dane trailer. It holds 50,000 liters compared to the small box truck that only holds 25. I don't think you can link this one. Oh, yep, there's a hitch right there. You can link these if you want them. You're going to have to get a dolly for it, but you can if you want to do it. Let's see. Where's the fill point on this one? Or did I miss it already? Oh, you're not gonna let me do it? Or do I have to come in from another? Let's turn around and try from there, because I've already tested this. So I've already started to fill it up. It works. I know it takes the boards. But this whole business hours thing is going to get really old really quick. There we go. Start filling. Good. 70,000 boards. And I don't know how much this bridge is going to need. I won't know until I take the first load over there. And that'll give me an idea of how much material I'm going to have to bring over. But in my opinion, it's going to be worth it. Now, there are a handful of bridges that you can build in this map. I don't think I'm going to build them all. But, you know, if it gets to the point where I'm tired of, you know, going all the way around something to get to the other side, then so be it, I'll build a bridge. But after that, I haven't decided what building I'm going to work on, what company. Now, if you guys are playing this map, you've probably noticed at midnight you end up losing money. And that's because, and I've asked on this, and it's because you're already paying for those properties. So there's no viable properties here except for the businesses that are already here. And like I've already bought PJev's concrete, as you guys know. But the other properties you've already purchased, basically. They're not purchasable. And so you're already being charged for them. So in one aspect, yeah, you might as well build them. But then again, why? You know, do I have what I need to supply it? No, I don't. So, in my opinion, it's just not really worth doing it right now. Because you're going to build it just to let it sit there. Get the supply going first before you start building everything all over the place. And I've already got the next truck ready to go, so once I dump this off, I can go ahead and get to work on bringing the stone over, and then it's just a matter of sitting around and waiting for the concrete to open up so I can get my truck out of there. Now, a lot of these companies already have product that you can pick up and sell somewhere else, and there is a little bit of profit you can make out of it. Sometimes it's more than others might be, but you know, it could be $20 a liter here and there, or it could be $300, $400, $500 a liter. It all depends on what's going on. So, you know, if you want to make a quick buck and you're waiting for some stuff to grow or whatever, or to open, you can always go that route. It's not something I have done yet. I've always been able to find something to do. And trust me, there is plenty to do. I don't want to unlock. Yeah. Can I open the doors? There we go. The lumber is on carts. Alright. Unlock. There we go. Unload. What do we got here? 25%. So I'm going to have to bring 3 more of these loads over here in order to get all the wood that I need. So that means I'm going to have to get my ass to work over there in the tree farm, getting boards going, and I'll have to take a look at the other sawmills. Agrees to sell the property. Wow, 700. I don't think that was the price I was buying it for. Oh, I can't take a look. Damn. That's a lot of money. I don't think I originally tried buying it for that price. That's a lot of money. But now I've got a bigger field. That's the biggest one I own to date so far, so don't know what I'm going to plant there just yet. I have to take a look and see what and all I need right now. Let's go up the big hill here. You can put automobiles in here. You do have the ramps you can put down, and you can put a vehicle in here, lock it down, and transport it. I don't know how many you can put in here. I've only seen one so far. I mean, let's be real, I don't think you can throw a Kenworth truck in there or a Peterbilt truck in there, but you can probably throw a pickup or a buggy in there. Up the hill we go. Alright. This is where I buy my saplings from, right there. Don't know what's supposed to be right there. Oh, another water tower over there, good. I don't know where all the water towers are, but I know I'll find them eventually. So now what I'm also going to try to figure out is what is going to produce the most. Is it going to be getting stuff from the Cogent over here? Or should I actually think about taking lumber over to these two sawmills and producing it there? I'm going to have to take a look at both of these. Maybe drop off a load here as well as a load of logs to the beast here, chip it up into wood chips, and then take it to Cogent. Just see how much I get out of both of these and see which one is really going to be worth it. I'm sure someone out there already knows, and I'm sure someone will inform me of it. And by all means, I do welcome, you know, that kind of information. I mean, clearly, if I don't know and someone else does, then, you know, I'm not going to yell at anyone for saying, hey, this is what you need to do. I might as well get the other cedar going as well. Oh, what to plant, what to plant. Let's take a look here. What do I have? South Farm. This is where I'm at. I've got 184,000 in corn, 165,000 in sorghum. Actually, both of those I should load up trailers with and take to the Shell plant so I can continue making fuel. 122,000 in seeds, 10,000 in fertilizer, 96,000 in sugarcane, millet, canola, or should I stick with what I know I need, which is going to be sorghum, corn, and sugarcane? That's a tough one. I think I'm just going to say screw it, and I'm going to load up with corn. Yeah. Load up with corn. So, this seeder here, this John Deere air seeder, it fertilizes and seeds at the same time. Now, on Pleasant Valley originally with this seeder, it didn't matter if I filled up with fertilizer or with seed. It still counted it as seed and everything would be fertilized. There's 20,000 there. Now, I don't know if I can put another 20,000. It says it's 100%. Nope, don't want to refuel. Well, it's not going to give me an option to refill, so I guess the same thing still applies. It doesn't differentiate between the two. Oh, and this setup right here, I don't think I'm going to get a chance to show you because I don't think the wheat is going to be ready for harvest. Instead of dragging this trailer all the way over to the manure plant, I hooked up I brought over that conveyor belt right there, set it up. The downside of that conveyor belt is you have to turn it on every time you start your map. It doesn't automatically stay on. What's nice is you can just take your tractor, back up to it, hook up to it, turn it on, drop it, drive away, and then back up your trailer like I have here, and then eventually you'll hit the unload trigger and you can start unloading. Not every tipper in the game here that I have accepts it. I'm trying out this Mack tipper. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but it's worth a shot. The Fliegels, or Fliegels, or whichever however they're called, they do work. Those two, if you see way off in the distance over there, they do accept the chaff or straw or hay, whichever it wants to be called, the discharge from the combines. So, now see, I thought chaff was when you cut down corn stalks and throw it right into the tipper to be processed from there. But, you know, either way, everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say that. It's been a long time since I've been on a farm as well. My grandfather up in Minnesota used to farm, and there's a photo floating around of me sitting or standing on top of one of the front tires of articulating, like a John Deere one, just like this one, with the twin tires though. I don't know where that photo went. I must have been 5 or 6 at the time. Alright, and of course it's got that darker color, so it is fertilizing at the same time. It's got that wet look to the dirt. So I'm good there. This is a huge field. This one's going to take a while. Hopefully this air seeder is going to have enough. Oh, and I had also said that I had to run over crops, and someone had mentioned, no, you can't. Yes, you can. And I might have shown this already. Right here, wheels damage crops on field on. It works too. If I've got wheat or barley planted and I drive over a corner, it takes it out. Same for corn. It doesn't do it with sugarcane or sorghum, but it does work. And I think this is part of this HUD mod that is in the game that allows that. So even though I don't have the soil mod in here, it does look like at least the crop damage aspect of this game is still here, or because of this HUD mod here. So keep that in mind, guys. If you don't want that in your game, because you can see I'm crushing the grass right now. If you don't want that in the game, let's see here. You just come over here, hit the gear, and hit off. Let's see, am I going to crush grass? Nope. No more crushing grass. But I like to have it on. It does add that little bit of realism. So there we go, and it's back to trampling the grass. But like I said, it does not affect all crops. Corn, I know for sure it does. Wheat and barley, it does. Sugarcane and sorghum, no it doesn't. And I haven't grown anything else, so I really can't say what else it affects. Now, unfortunately, and once again, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, these anhydrous tanks that I have over here are probably going to be leaving the mod. They don't hook up to this cultivator. I thought it would because, well, there's a hitch right there. No, it doesn't. It doesn't hook up to this seeder. It hooks up to the air seeder. But there's really no point in having it on the back of the air seeder because it already fertilizes anyway. The other downside is it's not automated with the hired worker. So when you're out running in the field and the guy's turning around, unless you are controlling everything yourself, it doesn't turn off. You have to turn it on in the first place and then do your hired worker and he'll go out and do the field. But when he turns off the seeder and when he makes his turn, this doesn't turn off. It continues to spray fertilizer, wasting it. So it's only under your control. The hired worker won't control it. But like I said, right now the only thing I know of that will hook up, this thing will hook up to, is the air seeder. Now you try backing that articulating tractor along with the 2 bend points because those are essentially two pieces. You're backing up doubles, if you will, into this thing. Not easy. Not easy at all. But unfortunately, yeah, I've got nothing else that seems to want to work with this. And then, you know, like I said, the whole wasteful part when you make your turn. So unless you're controlling it yourself, it's just throwing it all away into the grass and you're not getting anything out of it. So those are probably going to disappear from the pack. I think there was another item that was going to disappear as well. I did have the Caterpillar dump truck, but the damn thing had no gravity. You hit a bump and the rear end would start floating away. So I took that one out. It looked nice, it did, but it needs work. And plus the price tag was only $1. Really? Come on. Oh, what else? I think that was pretty much it. So I've added some new mods. I'm going to be zipping everything up here again, and by the end of the week, this pack will be out. And I'm just going to bundle everything together. So when you guys install this in your mods folder, it's going to want to overwrite everything, of course, rivers and everything else. It's fine. Overwrite it. It's fine. It's not going to affect your game any. And then also, at this case, you can also be sure you're getting all the current updates for the game. And there have been a few. So I'll make sure all of those are in there as well. And I think that is going to be it for now. I am still locked in over at the concrete plant. So I will start that off on the next video I do here, which will come out on Thursday, I believe. And I'll start off with that one. And hopefully I'll have more lumber. I'll have... Oh, wait. I forgot one other thing. The stone. I said I had it ready. This episode is probably running pretty long, but oh, there's a wall there. Unfortunately, now this is getting to the point where having a server and people to help you is really going to save a lot of time. I don't have that right now. It's something I have been tossing around, opening up my computer here for P2P play, inviting a couple of people that I've been trucking with to come over and join in on this. So there might be some multiplayer play here coming on, but then I don't know if I'm going to start a new map for that, or if I'm just going to have them join me here on this map. It's something that I have to discuss with them. So hopefully you guys are going to be interested in that. It's not something I'm going to open for everyone, because like I said, it's most likely going to be on my computer unless I can find a place where I can play modded, you know, upload all this to a dedicated server. But even then, it's still not going to be open for everyone. It's still going to be password protected. And yeah, that's the way it's pretty much going to stay. That's not going to change. Besides, this isn't like Pleasant Valley where you had 5 or 6 different farms and everyone can go do their own thing. You do have to somewhat work together here to get to the common goal, and that's, you know, farming and getting everything built. Building up your empire. So having the multiplayer here would really help, because then 3 different people, or at least 2 different people, could be running material over here for the bridge to start construction. You know, someone else could be farming, someone else could be logging, you know, whichever one. So I'm probably going to be looking to get at least 2 more people, maximum of 4 more people, so 5 total. That way everyone can at least have something to do. And then, like I said, there is definitely stuff to do. This is a complex map, and I know I've said that before, but I don't think a lot of people who have played Farm Simulator really understand just how complex this is. This is more than what you had on Pleasant Valley, in my opinion. So it isn't going to be, it is not something for the weak of heart. It is going to be definitely time consuming. It's nicer because you can still go around and do things, get your materials, get your products, stuff like that, but without having to build everything. But yeah, if someone doesn't really have experience with Pleasant Valley or haven't seen the tutorials on this, it's definitely something different. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to need 200,000 to start this whole project. So now I'm just going to need to get another 50,000 in stone and 150,000 in boards and then 200,000 in concrete, which is going to take forever. Let's see. I'm trying to remember because I think on PV, if I were to say bring over another load of 150,000, but I only needed 200,000, I lost that extra 100,000 I had dropped off. I'm not 100% sure on that. I might be wrong. But you know what? Screw it. I've got plenty to go around, so I will fill this up again, drop off another 150,000, and see what happens when phase 1 gets done, and if I still have 100,000 sitting there, or if that's gone. So, hopefully next episode we can get to start on that and go from there. So, until then, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next time.